Right now, it is the most commonly diagnosed illness among women in this country. Today, about 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. And get this, more than 2,000 cases for men were just diagnosed last year. Dr. Lillian Shapiro, who's my doctor, had her own scare. I remember I was sitting in your office, it was almost a year ago, and you were running off to get your exam, and you said, I'm ready for this. I've been waiting my whole life for this. What happened to you that day?
So this time last year, I was within a year of my annual mammogram, had been totally normal. I had actually had my genetic screening done because my mother had breast cancer, and we're Ashkenazic Jews, so we had several risk factors. I went for my screening mammogram, and I recommend my patients go every year for a screening mammogram. I had been the year before. I'm not yet 50, and we found breast cancer on that mammogram.
Now, did you notice anything? Because of all people, and I know you're on top of it, looking for whatever you need to look for. What are the symptoms, and what did you notice? Anything unusual?
So breast cancer is very tricky, except that we're fortunate to have mammograms. I have found breast cancer in many of my patients, often early. When it's early, it feels like a chip of a tooth or like you've hit your fingernail from your other hand. But for the most part, the reason we do mammograms is so that we can find breast cancer before we can feel it. And once I knew where mine was, I could feel it, but only because I knew where it was.
Gotcha.
I would not necessarily have said, oh, that's
So a
cancer.
big reason you got to be on top of it and know your own breasts. You decided, though, to do something that I'm noticing a lot of women seem to be doing this more, getting a mastectomy. You got a double mastectomy, right? Is that what they're called?
Yes. So I follow women through their entire lives, and I see young women who get breast cancer and are worried their entire life about a recurrence. And yes, we have good screening, but you only want to do this once if you have to do it at all.
Exactly.
So I just said bilateral mastectomy with reconstruction right away. I don't want to, I'm in favor of one-stop shopping. So I wanted to go in and get as much done and taken care of as I could have. And I felt like, you know, my breasts were wonderful. I nursed all 3 of my babies. And then they tried to kill me, and that was the end of it.